Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game, Night Elves vs Night Elf mirror match. This game taking place here on Autumn Leaves 2.0. We have Trunkz spawning as, well, the red Night Elf player on the bottom left-hand side of the map, opening things up with a Demon Hunter. Meanwhile, TGW opening things up with a Priestess of the Moon. All right, Priestess of the Moon strategy in this Night Elf versus Night Elf mirror match. Ancient of War actually absorbing quite a bit of damage here. Has to be careful as there are now those repairs. All right, Ancient of War suffering quite a bit of damage. Could actually be going after that Forest Troll Trapper, since that Forest Troll Trapper does deal comparable damage without and then while the Ancient of War itself can actually deal more damage to that Forest Troll Trapper because of that medium armor. Coming back around, Demon Hunter already sitting at level 2, having dual circlets of nobility, and now we are looking at more mana burn play. Mana burn and immolation. Made a comment earlier that going for mana burn and immolation often gives the Demon Hunter a bit or those Moonwells stresses them out just a bit more. We may actually see more Night Elf players purposely building up to 50 or no 70 to 80 supply capacity, but just have it for those Moonwells, as the Demon Hunter without evasion and trying to use immolation may end up draining those Moonwells a bit too quickly. That is just my opinion. We'll see if that will continue to be the case as that Demon Hunter does back around there. All right, Demon Hunter looking to retreat back here. Meanwhile, we are not checking the tier 2. We are getting up a second Ancient of War as Huntresses are now joining in on the battle here. Staff of Teleportation. It's going to be trying to teleport off to the south side here and now go after this Ogre Magi creep camp. Ogre Magi, this 533 creep camp at the expansion here, could easily get cleaned up, picking up a Tome of Strength as well. That Demon Hunter at level 2 already has 825 hit points. May get up to 875 here in just a second. There you are at level 3. A very strong Demon Hunter, level 2 immolation. Will go ahead and make its way down south, drink some Moonwell juice. And after dropping 2 of the 3 circlets of nobility, I'm not quite sure why it didn't drop the last one. Perhaps just a little bit of a, forgotten or a misstep there. All right. All of these Moonwells pretty much bone dry here. TGW coming in with an Ancient Protector. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter going to try and dive on in here. And this is an interesting choice. Demon Hunter going for immolation, even though all of these units are ranged units by TGW. Archers are getting cleaned up here. There is a bit of Shadow Melt down to the south. Demon or Priestess of the Moon going to go ahead, try to dive on in here. There's Dust of Appearance. And now those archers have nowhere to hide, as the Huntresses are now trying to retreat back as well. All right, Huntresses need to go after the archers if they want to make this strategy work. Little bit of damage getting racked back up. Ancient of Wonders, is the Whisk going to block the path? No, it's not. We could see another archer able to drink some Moonwell juice and still stay alive here, as the Ancient Protector is nearly done. Ancient Protector, however, taking quite a few attacks already from the other side. We're now looking at Searing Arrows being applied to that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter trying to go back around the other way. Huntresses trying to go after the Demon Hunter. Archers now free to use that piercing damage to shut down those Huntresses there, as we see a retreat back now. Tower attempt. Tower was able to be built but ineffective at shutting down or putting significant pressure, but it did buy a bit of time as TGW retreats and is going to heal back up with these Moonwells and then put up an expansion here in just a moment. All right, Moonwells, you can see we're looking at Trunkz with 4 Moonwells, pretty much empty. Now these Moonwells off to the north are now all bone dry. Priestess of the Moon taking the majority of that Moonwell, and now the Huntresses are still low on hit points. Demon Hunter coming back around here, looking for a possible expansion attempt, sees that the expansion attempt is here. Tree of Life is there, and now immolation once more being applied. All right, Tree of Life gonna try and join in on the fight here, getting in some big strong attacks here as the Demon Hunter gets on a mana burn onto that Huntress again. That this is not looking good. Who's gonna actually drain out first? As we're looking at a Huntress, well, taking a little bit of damage right there. One or two more shots. Demon Hunter down to 60 hit points, and well, correctly decides to back away. That Demon Hunter playing with, oh, I don't know, 2 or 3 more shots from the Huntress may have been able to finish it off, perhaps with the help of that glaive thrower from the distance. Priestess of the Moon could have perhaps shut down that Demon Hunter and made him reset just a little bit. There it is, 3 circlets of nobility drop there. All of these Moonwells are empty, and this is a problem in Night Elf vs. Night Elf mirror match. Using Moonstones benefits your opponent just as much as it benefits you, sometimes even more. As the Ogre Magi, well, Tome of Knowledge, mana burn onto that. Well, Priestess of the Moon again. Priestess of the Moon down to 105 hit points. Is going to try and drink from those Moonwells. There is nothing to drink from. Meanwhile, a Glaive Thrower getting into harm's way, but the Glaive Thrower cannot really survive all of that damage here as units are trying to retreat back. We are looking at an Ancient Protector trying to be built as the Demon Hunter is still racking up a little bit of damage. Glaive Throwers with that long distance. Glaive Throwers, however, move relatively slowly. Going to double back around. There's some nice items here. Wisps, archers trying to get into harm's way and protect, but this is just not turning out well. He's going to be able to pick up any additional armors. Glaive Throwers getting repaired back, but still, oh, there is one Wisp down and another Glaive Thrower down. That Demon Hunter really diving into positions here, causing a bit of problems as we're looking at some searing damage as well. Huntress trying to, oh, there's that Scroll of Healing there. Are we going to see some damage onto that Demon Hunter? Demon Hunter able to escape at 47 hit points. A very, very dangerous situation there, but, well, Demon Hunter somehow able to stay alive. All right. This Demon Hunter playing some dangerous games, picks up an Orb of Venom. Archers have that superior range rejuvenation now onto that Demon Hunter, something necessary if you are going to try and go for that immolation mana burn strategy, another way to heal up the Demon Hunter without draining those Moonwells. All right, Demon Hunter coming back the other way, back up to 500 hit points. Mana burn onto the Priestess of the Moon. Priestess of the Moon trying to retreat back here. Orb of Venom, damage over time, some big slices, and it looks as though, wow, somehow the Priestess of the Moon was able to survive. Is going to buy a potion of, well, Scroll of Healing there, could buy a potion of invisibility as well. Are we going to see enough damage rack up onto that Demon Hunter? No, we are not, as the Demon Hunter teleports back and then now joining in on the fight here. A little bit of immolation to try and take down all of those Wisps. Level 2 immolation, even with that little mana, able to take down 2 or 3 Wisps pretty much in an instant. Archers are trying to fight their way through. Demon Hunter low on mana, not able to do very much as we're looking at archers, but suffering quite a bit of damage here. 46 supply compared to 29. Trunkz very low on overall supply, and now going to perhaps be hurting as we see a Druid of the Claw getting taken down at level, taken down, giving level 4 to the Priestess of the Moon. More Searing Arrow damage. Demon Hunter, 1 or 2 more shots, down to 31, down to dead, as Trunkz, well, ends up going a bit too far with his harassment and ends up getting cleaned up. 19 over 50 supply now for Trunkz, as TGW has a slight hero level advantage in that his hero is alive. No, Demon Hunter back alive. Is this going to turn back to haunt him and resurrected at the tavern, but able to retreat away again? Priestess of the Moon down to 185 hit points here. Glaive Throwers getting picked up by the Goblin Zeppelin to try and protect here. This a lot of low hit point units. The Priestess of the Moon could be in trouble trying to get back away, able to keep that distance again. All right, racking up a little bit more damage. Priestess of the Moon going to pick up Robe of the Magi and Goblin Shredder there as well. Where are all of these units going, and are we going to actually see these Moonwells be effective at healing? The one big advantage that Glaive has right now is the fact that he is at tier 3 with Druids of the Claw in mastery mode, allowing him to heal damage with that rejuvenation. that is going to be that is going to be a big difference. I don't know what Demon Hunter skill mana burn against Archer of Priest of the Moon. Maybe expecting another hero. Yeah, well, yeah, that's why he's now teching evasion instead of a next level mana burn. As the Demon Hunter trying to engage in here, this is a big problem. Still, Demon Hunter still trying to run around in this spot here, and now needs to retreat back. There's simply too large of an army. Trunkz is over well, just stretching himself a bit too thin here, constantly needs rejuvenations, but perhaps that is his strategy, trying to constantly have TGW go through these moonwells, and then at daybreak, or maybe, oh yeah, around noon the next day, he'll be able to rejuvenate or recharge faster as his moonwells will be full, and then just try and pummel rush his opponent then. All right, Glaive Thrower taking a little bit of damage. There it goes. It gets taken down. One thing to remember, Trunkz does have a big experience advantage, or well, 130% experience compared to 115, since he is at tier 3 with a solo hero. Mana burned there, trying to rack a little bit more damage. Goblin Zeppelin gonna go ahead and pick up that Priestess of the Moon, as both sides are still fighting, but the Demon Hunter does have Orb of Venom, forcing the Priestess of the Moon out here. Down goes that Goblin Zeppelin, as we're looking at units getting cleaned up here once more. Demon Hunter, however, in a little bit of trouble as bears are getting taken down, and then now we need to see another rejuvenation. There's a rejuvenation. Druid of the Claw needs to go back into, well, a roar, and now doesn't have enough mana to go into Druid form. Druid of the Claw going to get cleaned up by a bunch of Huntresses. A big misstep there. 27 supply now compared to 47, as these 1-0 Huntresses with well, True Shot Aura upgrade and really out damaging a solo Demon Hunter who, well, trying to survive here. You can see a lot of missing overall, as another rejuvenation going to be coming across here. Are we going to see a roar? We could see a roar here, or perhaps just waiting for another rejuvenation, as that Demon Hunter has taken quite a bit of damage. Demon Hunter constantly making its way back around. The glaives are bouncing onto those different targets, gonna try and go after that Priestess of the Moon. And that Demon Hunter, well, if it had level 2 evasion, perhaps could have stuck around there. Scroll of the well, Shadow Meld now being used in order to stay alive here, as the Priestess of the Moon able to push back this Demon Hunter. Constant rejuvenations, but the army size difference is just simply too large. Even with rejuvenation, the Demon Hunter cannot keep hit points from dropping off of him too quickly. All right, where are all of these units going next? Goblin Zeppelin going to pick up all of the low hit point units. No Dryads, nothing to slow down these Huntresses as they're retreating away. And it really is a combination of efforts. We need to see some Dryads, at least to apply that slow poison, allowing that Demon Hunter to finish off a unit or two. Meanwhile, more rejuvenation coming in store. Little bit of Orb of Venom damage stacking again, as this Ancient Protector gonna easily get taken down. Demon Hunter coming back around here. Are we gonna see another rejuvenation? This Druid of the Claw gets another rejuvenation off here, as we're now looking at a Scroll of Town Portal coming back the other way. Demon Hunter trying to use Immolation, and here you are. There goes a little bit of damage. There's a Scroll of Healing to keep all of these units alive. Demon Hunter still chasing after the Priestess of the Moon, who represents a large amount of damage, as it gives a +6 damage bonus to all of these Huntresses. All right, coming back around, Demon Hunter still trying to chase after that Priestess of the Moon. Demon Hunter does have Boots of Speed, and the Priestess of the Moon is still able to, well, nope, may not be able to outrun here. 1 or 2 more shots may be enough. There's level 5. Level 2 mana burn would not be enough there, as now we see Priestess of the Moon able to Staff of Teleportation back with the rest of the army. Demon Hunter going to go ahead and teleport in here as well. Both sides fighting their way through as the Druid of the Claw gets taken down. Both sides with level 5 heroes. Demon Hunter taking down a number of Huntresses here, as the Huntresses are now trying to retreat back to the bottom left. 38 supply compared to 55. And, well, Trunkz is doing a great job staying in this game, even though he is currently behind. And now we see, well, cold arrows from a Naga Sea Witch, making it difficult for the Demon Hunter to even get within, get within enough range to try and activate that Immolation. Priestess of the Moon also only 48 experience shy from level 6, as we're looking at the Druids of the Claw now trying to retreat back. Demon Hunter coming, could actually get body blocked. No, the what the Demon Hunter able to cut through that green sea by parting it. Well, yeah, the red Demon Hunter parting that green sea of Huntresses and able to get to those Moonwells and heal back up. Trunkz getting a bit lucky there as units are, well, getting picked up by that Goblin Zeppelin and going to go ahead and regroup. TGW still has the economic advantage, 47 over 70 supply, has the army size advantage, as this Goblin Zeppelin could end up getting taken down. What are we looking at? Naga's Sea Witch, well, Staff of Teleportation joining back up on this Tree of Life. No Moonwells here as the Demon Hunter trying to come back around, perhaps trying to get some damage onto that Priestess of the Moon. Priestess of the Moon down to 266 hit points, is going to be in a bit of trouble. Going to go after more of those Druids of the Claw. Druid of the Claw, meaning that the Priestess of the Moon now down to, well, only needs 5 more experience to level up, finish off one. A Dryad finishes off a Bear. Naga Sea Witch now trying to slip away. Is it going to be able to get back away? It's going to be down to 21 hit points, and level 1 Naga Sea Witch falls. Priestess of the Moon, however, does have, well, Starfall if it can get into the proper position and get enough mana. All right, trying to retreat back. Demon Hunter still really dishing out that damage as the Priestess of the Moon down to 339 hit points after drinking all of that Moonwell juice. All right, Staff of Teleportation. Demon Hunter teleporting back down to the south side here, going to drink up from that Moonwell and perhaps try and regroup. Huntresses, however, going after Druids of the Claw. There is a transformation and 217 hit points, too much to overcome for these 2-0 Huntresses, who will be well, running into a Demon Hunter here in just a moment. More Huntresses joining in on the battle. TGW currently sitting in no upkeep, perhaps trying to build up a bit more of a bank as it's going to pick up some scrolls of healing. All right, 3 Druids of the Claw low on hit points down to the south side here. Huntress purposely perhaps getting into harm's way as the Priestess of the Moon looks like it wants to park itself here and use Stormfall, or Starfall, not Stormfall. And will perhaps take down some of these units here. All right, Druids of the Claw low on hit points. They're going to try and retreat back. Glaive bounce damage. And here we are. There is that Starfall right there. All right, looking to finish off of this Priestess of the Moon. Priestess of the Moon taking 50 damage a second, but so is every other building around all of this here. Are we going to see a Scroll of Town Portal down to 59, 51 hit points? No Scroll of Town Portal. Instead, Demon Hunter gets the kill. And that damage was just simply too much. Naga Sea Witch is here. Demon Hunter, is he going to try to even use Metamorphosis or just try and use more and more, just try and win out the battle with the old-fashioned way with these fights? Level 7 now on that Demon Hunter as it gained a lot of experience with the killing of that level 6 Priestess of the Moon. All right, more units getting cleaned up here. There goes one Huntress as the Demon Hunter with that ranged chaos damage able to, well, rack up quite a bit of damage here. Units still trying to retreat back. And wow, that was a key mistake by TGW. And that, I believe, was a key position. He could have easily used the Scroll of Town Portal, saved, gotten back home, saved the resurrection cost, not given as much experience, while still having dished out significant damage to the base inside, into the base of Trunkz. All right, Dryads trying to go after another Dryad here. It's going to get taken down. And, well, Naga Sea Witch, no cold arrows being applied there, but it looks as though those Dryads may not be able, well, one Dryad will be able to retreat back. All right, Staff of Teleportation coming back around the other side. Goblin, Tree of Life at the expansion was taken down. So it is now 1 base to 1 base. Scroll of Town Portal, Immolation trying to finish off a handful more units. And 1 Huntress able to save or teleport away at 3 hit points. We are still at Tree of Ages getting Nature's Blessing as we are finally, well, running out of gold in those main gold mines. Meanwhile, TGW's Tree of Eternity does not have Nature's Blessing even researching at this point, so it will be a very long walk to try and reestablish this. TGW with 2 heroes compared to 1, but that Demon Hunter has been on an absolute tear throughout much of the match. And with the Druids of the Claw constantly using Rejuvenation, have been able to keep that Demon Hunter, well, topped off on mana throughout this game, or hit points and mana. coming back down to the south side here. Priestess of the Moon may try and Starfall again. If it gets into position and Starfall's right here, Huntresses should purposely be getting around this, right here, and that's actually the perfect position. Actually, right here could be just as good. It would be able to hit more buildings, as we're looking at, damage getting racked up here. More and more buildings getting lost here. We're going to see perhaps all of these moonwells get lost. A Druid of the Claw trying to drain as many of these moonwells as he possibly can before they are lost here, as the Demon Hunter is getting in some damage. Naga Sea Witch could get taken down. Naga Sea Witch does end up falling, and more damage still getting racked up. Demon Hunter trying to go inside his base, trying to find some healing. Does find some from one moonwell left, and that is it, as the Priestess of the Moon is still trying to chase down this level 7 Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter, Priestess of the Moon, how much damage can get racked up here? Down to 177 hit points as it gets rejuvenated by a Druid of the Claw, of course. Now, TGW is entangling the gold mine at his expansion, gets up to level 7 here, and with level 7, level 3 Searing Arrows, level 3 True Shot Aura, and that ultimate ability, as the Priestess of the Moon trying to back away. Dryads are all getting cleaned up, as we now see a level 8 Demon Hunter who does have Metamorphosis. There's going to be a big mana burn on that departing Priestess of the Moon. All right. Huntresses could try and clean up some of these Ancients of War as well. All of the Moonwells are down for Trunkz, and there's only 2 Druids of the Claw left. So the Druids of the Claw represent the only healing for Trunks' army, but by only represent, there is still a good amount of slowing the damage that he can apply, as we see Metamorphosis now here. Metamorphosis forcing an engagement at the expansion, as we're going to be looking at quite a bit of damage getting racked up. There's another mana burn again. Demon Hunter still has 500 hit points and could still take quite a beating as he's trying to chase after this Priestess of the Moon. Priestess of the Moon still taking a little bit of damage over time here, as we're looking at the Tree of Ages, them taking a bit of damage. Are we going to see that Priestess of the Moon perhaps try and shut down the Demon Hunter? Demon Hunter does move very quickly, and with that range, extra bit of damage causing a lot of problems. All right, there's some more splash damage there across those units. You can take a look, trying to apply it to different targets, and one shot could take down both of them. Yes, it does, as the Demon Hunter's now at level 8. 26 supply compared to 28. I believe this is the first time I've seen Trunkz with actually the supply advantage. Demon Hunter trying to catch up to that Priestess of the Moon. Priestess of the Moon gonna end up running into some Dryads. There's some slow poison, and TGW could be in trouble. Are we gonna see a Staff of Preservation? No Staff of Preservation there, as we now see the turning the corner. A mana burn could be enough to finish it off, but the cold arrows being applied and those Moonwells in time once more. Demon Hunter down to 80 hit points, survives with 32 hit points left, as this entangled gold mine needs to get going. More Moonwells should have been under construction during this time to heal up, perhaps try and train up more Druids of the Claw. Wisps are just everywhere, as a couple of Druids of the Claw now are trying to, retreat back, get some rejuvenation, and get going once more. TGW gonna definitely has the supply lead again here. Level up on the level 3 Naga Sea Witch, as this Druid of the Claw should go back into Druid form, but then wouldn't have enough mana for a rejuvenation still after all that time. That Starfall destroying so many Moonwells in the main base, really taking a toll here, as poor Dryad is going to get taken down. Yes, Dryad taken down there. Tree of Eternity taking a little bit of damage here, unable to fight back. Demon Hunter wants to dive back in here, needs another rejuvenation. This Druid of the Claw, gonna go back into Druid form, and perhaps we're gonna see a little bit of a situation. Mana burn onto the Naga Sea Witch, but the army of TGW, who's gonna come out on top? One bear quickly gets taken down, and we are now looking at 13 over 20 supply. Perhaps more Druids of the Claw can get trained up, but the Tree of Eternity is gonna fall. It looks as though Trunkz is now on a life support. He has 171 gold and 1 level 8 Demon Hunter left, going up against a level 7 Priestess of the Moon, a level 3 Naga Sea Witch, and a half a dozen Huntresses. All right. if this Druid of the Claw, even if it does make it out, it will have to try and survive the onslaught here as the Demon Hunter goes into Metamorphosis, taking a little bit more damage again. Searing Arrows racking up damage as trying to buy a little bit of time. Druid of the Claw is going to take the damage. No, he is not. Not taking any damage. Rejuvenation onto the Priestess or onto the Demon Hunter. Now in order as both sides are fighting their way through. 15 supply over 10 compared to 41 over 60. Demon Hunter trying to go after the Naga Sea Witch. Naga Sea Witch down to 65 hit points as that poison over time, that orb of venom damage racking up. All right, what's going on here? Can the Huntresses finish off the Metamorphosis Demon Hunter first? That is the question. Naga Sea Witch could get tripped up by a stag. No, as the Demon Hunter gets tripped up by the stag there. Demon Hunter now down to, 150 hit points, back to his old self. Staff of Teleportation is going to be in time. There's one swipe and now able to, get away. Huntress is now trying to clean up the rest of these units again as this Druid of the Claw down to 368 hit points. Moonwells are pretty much all bone dry. And this is going to really come down to the heroes here as this Tree of Ages is currently getting in some mining. Nagaseo trying to double back around here. Demon Hunter could dive on in, perhaps get a mana burn, and then follow it up with a swipe to get in that kill. Priestess of the Moon going to perhaps buy a Scroll of Healing. Yes, and does have the Scroll of Healing there. I think the game is done. TGW has enough to take control of this game as long as it doesn't let it slip away. And yes, there is the leave by Trunkz. A long game here, trying to win back and forth. Great solo Demon Hunter play, but TGW almost threw the game away, losing that level 6 Priestess of the Moon, but in the end, still couldn't overcome it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let's take a look at the final scores.